TV. On today's show, I'm joined by 3 lady truckers who have put together a calendar for Cancer Research UK. I'm also joined by Diane Dennis, a fashion designer who designs clothes for plus-size women, and she joins me to talk about her collection. And to end the show, we welcome Welsh-born singer-songwriter sensation Rebecca James. My first guests today are 3 lady truckers who drive all over the country, and they've put together a calendar to raise money for Cancer Research UK. We welcome Cara, Susanna and Sarah. So Cara, Susanna and Sarah, welcome to Cuppa TV.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you here. Wonderful calendar you've produced. But lady truckers, ladies, I have to say, I do have a love of trucks myself, so it's a pleasure to have you on the show. But I don't know where to begin because there must be so many stories. So, Cara, I'll start with you because obviously this is why we're here. We're here because of your calendar. But as a lady trucker, how did that come about? Did you wake up one morning and think, I'm going to be a lady trucker today?
No, I had an ex-partner that he needed a driver, and he bet me that I couldn't pass class 1 and 2, and I did. I took that bet and passed everything. So from a nail technician to a lorry driver, 4.5 years ago. Never looked back.
I never looked back.
No.
And Sarah, how about you? What was your journey?
Mine was similar to Cara's actually. It was a bet with a friend, and he said he was going to do it, and I said, well, I'll do it then, and he said, I bet you can't, and passed everything first time. And
And any regrets?
No, a little bit.
And for you, Suzanne, I know that you've been away from it and come back to it, haven't
That's correct,
you? So how did that start for you?
I started many years ago when I was just 17. I passed my class 2 originally in the army, but I started driving when I was 6, when I was a little girl, so it's always been in my...
So it's a
I've been
passion.
dying to do it all my life.
Yeah.
But children come along, so I fell out of it, and the industry's gone so huge, and I never thought I'd go back into it again. I never thought I'd get the opportunity, and
Gone back.
I have.
And there you are. And is it an industry kind that's quite difficult, to leave and come back into, or once you've got that license, is it kind of you? Not say guarantee work, but you know that you can go back and do it if you want to.
There's guaranteed work with the HGV licence. Once you've got it for life, and there's such a shortage of drivers anyway. It's just so easy to get another job.
Especially female
I was
drivers.
thinking
yes.
and ladies, female drivers. I mean, you are in a male-dominated industry. So what percentage is it that's women? Do you know?
Yes, it's just 4% of women in the UK that are lorry drivers.
4%. That's very low. Now, why do you think that is, Sarah? Why do you think that is?
Just because it's such a male-orientated job, just a male environment, and I suppose women start thinking they can't do the job, but
That's bad,
It must be such good fun being up that high.
Oh yes.
And a very silly question, but because I mean it's a lot of hard physical work. Do you find that, Cara? Have you had to keep relatively fit to actually do the tasks you need to do?
The job keeps you fit because you're up and down those steps. And we do.
They're quite high, aren't they? They're not just like when you're walking into a normal car, for instance.
Yeah, you're in and out all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm lugging pallets of 1.5 tons, of goods, so that's a workout in itself.
Yeah.
But,
So, and you do different things. So, Susanna, what do you do?
At the moment, I'm doing refrigeration work, currently transporting chilled and frozen goods right up to the top of Scotland and down to the bottom of the UK.
That's great. And Cara, what are you doing?
I'm on a walking floor, so
What's that mean?
I transfer rubbish to the landfill site, so I'm in with all the rats and the muck.
Nice.
That's my job.
Can you enjoy it though, obviously?
I do. I absolutely love it. I love coming home smelling of that. I do, yeah.
Odour rat. How about you, Sarah? What do you do?
It's very similar to Cara actually. I'm on a bulk tipper. So
Explain that to viewers that won't know what that is. And to me.
Basically that your trailer just goes right up in the air and everything you've got falls out.
Yeah.
It can be anything again from waste. I do ash from power stations.
Soil and things like that.
Yeah, soil, stone from quarries, anything really.
It's so interesting. And do you have a sort of a set, task that you have to do and take it from A to B every day? Do you get that given months in advance, or how does it work?
We love that.
Yeah,
Oh, amazing!
Yes,
If it works like that, we'd all be loving it. I don't know what.
Women in there to get it organised, then that'll work.
Oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing from one day to the
Really,
next.
is
The
it
boss
like
can
that?
suddenly ring up and decide, oh, we're changing all night. Well, you think you've got your whole day set out, and then suddenly it's all changed for me. It just depends on the roads and how whether one run's made it back to the yard in
Yes.
time for you to pick it up to go. And one
course.
late lorry could have a massive knock-on effect
That's it.
all around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and for you, Cara, as well, is it? You just don't know.
No, I'm based on one job at the moment, so I know every day where I am
That's
and
good.
what I'm doing. I'm like,
Yes,
Is
that
it-
sounds good.
Is it? So how about you? Are
My
you
paperwork gets left in my lorry that night, and then I find out the next morning.
really? So is that quite common then? So you just really rock up and then see what's going
Then
to
see
happen.
what
apart
you're
from
doing.
And contract-wise, do you stay sort of in a particular area for a certain amount of time, or again, is it just you could just be going anywhere in the UK?
Personally,
Anywhere.
I can be going anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, for instance, you could be off doing something tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm probably going down to probably doing a London run and down to the south coast, taking a load that's come down from Scotland earlier on.
And
Yeah.
I mean, what is it, Cara, that attracted you to it? I know because you want it from a vet, and Sarah, you were the same. What was it that made you think, do you know, I like this?
I think it's the buzz of once you've actually done it, and then you walk towards that lorry and think, I can drive.
It must be really
What a
weird when you get
feeling.
out of your truck and get back in your car.
I
Is it-
have
yeah.
seen some stories. Yeah,
Or do you just rock up and you're outside your
You have
door?
to turn round,
Yes.
turn right, and your windscreen wiper start.
Yes.
You
yeah, good.
Because it is something, because you've been so high enough. What are the, would say, disadvantages, would you say, Sarah? What have you found that have been the disadvantages in your role with what you do?
With the actual driving part of it, obviously it's all your blind spots and everything, and the seeing cars that are trying to undertake you. And
Yes. And how do other cars treat lorries?
Not very nice.
No, do they not?
I think there's a rift between lorries and
Definitely.
cars, because cars hate lorries and lorries hate cars. So there's that rift.
Do you find that as well?
I just tend to think that cars will rather stay away from you than try and argue with you most of the time. So
Yes, I mean,
I don't find that.
you're
I
big
find
too,
that.
yes.
maybe I've got more. I don't know.
It's the face, and then they say,
Don't you even try, you sunshine.
But I mean, it is a very male-dominated industry, so I'm sure you've got so many stories to tell. So, ladies, would anyone like to start? Cara, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Do you have a little story you
I
could
might
share with us
just
on
have
Cuppa
a little-
TV?
Yeah, I've got a little story.
Come on
I
then.
was in the services and I was in the queue, and I could see there was two blokes behind me, and they was talking about me as though I wasn't there, and I thought, I best not say anything, I'll just keep my mouth shut and carry on. And then I nipped off to the loo, and then I came back in through the HGV side to go to my wagon, and as I presence the forecourt, there was two gentlemen with a 7.5 ton lorry with like the bonnet up having a look, and as I looked and I shouted, oi, how's that Tonka toy then? And I got into my 44 ton truck, and I love that.
The power.
Yeah.
And then, were they when you are working with guys, are they surprised to see you? Are they? I
Very.
mean, what was your experience with that?
Well, before I was on the fridges, I used to do bulk tipping, but taking farm foods to farms down tiny country lanes on really little
I was going to
farms.
ask you about that, the lanes and the roads and stuff.
Which is something I enjoyed too. But one day I was coming down a driveway, and I could see the farmer in the distance, and he couldn't see me personally, he just saw the lorry turning up, and he just gestured, come in, go up here, turn round, and and he walked off. So I did what he'd asked, and I followed him as he was walking back, and it was snaking round in these tight little places like this. It was quite
big lorry.
yes. Anyway, I come to I backed right up, all in one go. This was, and he just come out. He was just about to come out. He goes, "Blood me neck, chap! That was wow, a woman! A lot of guys have a lot of trouble with this bit of a track. I can't believe it. Well done, lady.
Excellent.
It's a lovely feeling when you get appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think statistically, women, they say statistically, women are better than men at driving, because there's more men that drive on the road, so statistically more men have accidents than us as women. Yet we're known, though, as being the worst drivers. So, what's your story? Have you got a little story to say?
Not in particular. I'm the same every job I've gone up to that I've not been to before. You ring in on the weighbridge and come on then, come through pal, it's alright mate, and then I get there, oh, woman.
Hello.
Is it frustrating? Is it frustrating to think it's just there aren't many women doing it?
It is frustrating, but I think women are put off as well because it is so dominated by men. And they shouldn't be, because we're half the best drivers.
It would be nice to see more women.
Yeah.
Would you like to see more women?
Definitely.
I love meeting a lady when you're going along and you say, hey,
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Good girl.
So, it must be great when you get to a station and there's another woman driving.
Yes, really cool eyes.
Is it but say for a typical day, are you likely to meet another woman driver on your typical day?
Once a week, if that, sometimes for me. Yeah.
It's so rare.
Really?
It is rare.
Well, yeah, you'd think there'd be more because we
Yes.
congregate on social media.
I was going to say, so how do you
so
communicate
we think there'd
then?
be a lot more we'd see, wouldn't you? But
I think we all sort of know each other, don't we?
And then
I think it's from Wendy Mother Trucker's site. She created something so all the girls can go to that one site. So
there's no men to mess about.
Yes. So all the women just go there.
They do,
so do you know how many women actually are driving in the UK?
No, I don't know.
So, but obviously it's 4% of the thing. So I don't know how many men, but that's very few, isn't it? Really.
It is,
so what can we do to encourage more women to to go into the industry? Do you think?
Well, I guess some of the ladies, because they're ladies, would like to see a decent services provided, especially for the truckers. That is, you have to pay so. It's very expensive to go on some of these places, and most of the time the state of them are absolutely. Well, you wouldn't take your dog in there, let alone go in there yourself.
Again, that's a picture that kind of I think the viewers will kind of sort of resonate with really. But what can you do about that? Is there anything you can do? Just about making sure that when you're visiting toilets, restaurants, places, it's actually decent enough for you to actually.
We can't
sit
get
in
a voice in that, say it's the government
There's
to
not
provide
many
us.
that are nice.
So would you say that's kind of the worst aspect of the job, having to do that? 'Cause you can't just pull up your
Leaving
truck
the toilet's the worst.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very silly question, but not really, because what do you do? I mean, presumably when you're on the road, do you eat and drink when you're on the road? Because if you do, you've got to stop, haven't you? So do you find that difficult, or do you plan your route around?
No, I think
Eat when you can.
Eat when you can. You can only drive so many hours anyway before you've got to stop, and as soon as your hours are up, wherever you're close to, that's where you've got to stop. You don't get to pick and choose. That one's not very nice.
That's sometimes then why you see lay-bys just sort of sometimes a bit higgledy-piggledy parked on lay-by. Does that mean they've done their hours and then that's it?
Absolutely.
How many hours can you do in a day then?
You can drive 9 hours.
9 hours.
3 times a week and
Right.
10 twice a week.
Okay. And that's it for everybody.
And that's it for everybody.
Those are your hours and that's
Drive
it.
90 hours in 2 weeks. Not over that.
Gosh.
For every,
So, no, Cara, take us to the calendar. This beautiful calendar on our table here. Tell us what inspired you to do that.
I've got quite a busy Facebook page. I do videos when I'm bored, sat in the lorry, which is quite entertaining. So it meant I've got like 15,000 followers. So I thought I'd maybe turn that into money and let's do something good, because I know cancer's touched most people. And it took off. And in 3 weeks, we're up to £10,000 mark.
I mean, that's incredible. £10,000.
Yeah, my
that's
friends and
incredible.
followers.
Well done, all of you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So,
And ladies, you're obviously in the calendar, which is great. And how did Cara just phone up and say hello?
We've been friends from the
Yeah.
start, really, haven't we?
yeah, we've always been friends, but the other girls, I put an ad on and said, I need this,
Yeah.
X amount.
I was actually chattering with a couple of guys on one of the HGV forums, and they were talking about a calendar thing. I said, I actually do know a lady who's doing that, and I pointed them over, and then Cara said, well, if you like, you can come in it yourself. I said, okay.
Were you sort of, were you up for it, Cara? Did you think that's it? I'm going to do it, and that's it?
Yeah, I put a post out and said, would anybody have interest? And on my Facebook page went crazy, and I thought that this is definitely the time to raise some money.
It's been stressful
And
at times, hasn't it?
But I think it's been the most stressful thing.
More stressful than driving your truck.
More stressful than driving
And
my
interesting,
truck.
you call it wagon. Is that what you call it? Am I?
We all have different
wagon and
names,
truck.
lorry.
Yes, that's it.
Our own
It's in America they call it wagon.
Yeah,
wagon and a truck.
yeah,
Depending on where you are. So it's you've raised money for Cancer Research UK.
Yeah.
You've raised £10,000
Yeah.
already, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So where can people get the calendar from?
You can go online and get it from caracalendargirl.co.uk.
Again, I would imagine you're thinking Christmas presents.
Yeah, it's a fantastic Christmas present.
And who's bought it already? Have your fellow sort of truckers
Oh, yes.
bought it?
It's
Yeah.
Businesses,
It's just gone mad everywhere.
Has it?
lorry
Truck
drivers, truck stops, of course, but
Yeah.
the lorries, the vans that's alongside the road that sell burgers
the
and
burgers
sandwiches.
and the sandwiches and things, they've done it as well.
Yeah.
But has it surprised you, Carl, just exactly how much it's taken off?
Yeah, it has. In 3 weeks to get to £10,000 mark, incredible,
well done. That is
incredible
an incredible
following
achievement.
and friends.
Did you have a kind of figure in mind that you
10,000.
Yeah.
that was you've reached
Yes,
it already?
it's already been hit.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
So the rest of the models, they were all happy to take part. Obviously, they couldn't all be here today.
Yeah.
But are they aware of how much you've raised and how it's going?
I haven't put it out to social media yet, how much we've exactly raised.
Exclusive for Cuppa TV. They'll know
Exclusive.
now. So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so no, they don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just you that knows.
Wonderful, yeah. And a few others now.
And a
but
few.
That's lovely. Well, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure to see you today. Thank you so much for
Thanks
joining
very
me.
much.
And good
Yes.
luck with the calendar. And come back again and join us soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
So stay with us. We're just going to take a quick break, but come back and join me in just a minute.